Morning everyone, it's Monday morning and I thought I'd have a walk early on in the week, try and get some steps in, but as seems to be the case this year, it's going to be a walk in the rain. So where to go? I'm getting a bit sick of the mud, so I've decided to do another park, doing a very occasional series of walks around Leeds parks. So here I am today, a place I don't come very often, Roundhay Park. So say it's late April, it's about 10 degrees, very still, and raining. It's not a park I know a right lot about, so if you have got any interesting facts or any comments, let us know below. I think this, I do remember, is where the velodrome used to be. Oh, that's right, this I remember as a child this was all cut into seating area on this banking. It was called Hill 60. Good for sledging, I think, in the winter. And then here, as you can probably see, it's like a little bit of a bowl. There was a grass velodrome. Do they still have grass velodromes anywhere? It's not raining quite as heavy as I thought it was. I think I mentioned in the previous video that I'm sort of doing a combination of dieting and exercise, and I'm using the Google Fit app, and you have to get 150 heart points in a week. That's a minimum, and 1 heart point I've worked out is equal to 1 minute's fast walking. And the best will in the world, trudging around in the mud. It's quite difficult to get any fast walking in. Went out the other day, did 8,000 steps, and I got about 3 points. So that's why I'm here, because I can get a bit of a pace up, get 30, 40, maybe even 50 heart points early in the week, and it puts less pressure later in the week. Anyway, it's famous for its lakes, is Roundhay Park. I'm just making my way down. I parked up at the old tram terminus. It's a big car park just off Street Lane, and it's all downhill from there to the lakes. And there's also a café down here, so I'm going to see if the toilet's open. Cafe there. Fantastic place for trees though. I think it was an old stately home, or an old private home, that was sold to the City Council to turn into a public park. I do go on about it quite often, how the generations, the Victorians, Edwardians, get a real bad press about some things, But we really have to thank them for some amazing parks and open spaces in our cities. You get your local authorities now saying they're creating a new park, and it's usually like the size of half a soccer pitch. But yeah, this is a wonderful amenity for the people of Leeds. The only thing I did discover today, I had a quick look on Google before I set off, and there's now an actual footpath through the city called the Whitebeck Valley Way. If you remember in an earlier video, we've walked where the Whitebeck actually comes out into the River Aire, and as I say, it starts beyond these lakes on the way to Shadwell, and there's an actual footpath now going along a green corridor from here all the way to Temple Newsham. So maybe that's something we could do in a future video. But I have to say, probably the best thing about this park is the old trees. We've reached the end of the lake now. That's where we're going. Walk round all the way to the top. The Whitebeck starts beyond the tree line in the distance. I think the springs are up there somewhere. This is the dam of the lake and the overflow. The road carries on just down there, and there's the gates to the park. But if you can see them just beyond, and then just beyond that is Weatherby Road. And beyond that, Leeds. I think it's the only dam I know of in Leeds that you can walk across. If you know of any more, let me know in the comments. There did used to be an open air swimming pool. I don't think I remember it ever being open. But it must be at the bottom of this hill here. And then the café, the pavilion, and then the bandstand. I kind of convinced myself when I got here that I don't like Roundhay Park. And why have I bothered coming? But it's not a bad spot, is it? This hill never seems as steep now as it did when I was a kid. Felt like you were going up the north face of the Eiger as a child. But for me, this is probably the nicest part of this park now, this walk along the side of the lake. That's quite something to see in the city. I hope it stays unmolested. I think there are two lakes here. This is actually the first time I've ever ventured off the lakeside path. I've never really explored these woods before. I think this is called Waterloo Lake. No idea what the other one is called. Surprised how quiet it is though. Back on the lakeside path now. quite a tree that's fallen into the lake. I think we're at the head of the Waterloo Lake now, and I'm guessing if I am to follow the Wyke Beck all the way to from its source to the where it enters the air, I'd probably need to go in that direction up there because that's where the stream seems to come from. Yeah. That's for another day. There's a bit of fungus on this old trunk. I've never been here before. Let's go up the steps here. It's I would imagine, a folly, isn't it? Look at this tree. Wow. Incredible. I don't want to miss the other lake though, so I don't want this to just dump us out in the street somewhere. There's a golf course. And I needn't have worried about missing out on the other lake because it's here. Smaller than the other one, higher than the other one. Which way should we go, guys? It feels like we should go right. The thing is, it stopped raining now, so it is actually getting quite busy. That's what I mean about looking autumnal, the new growth. It has little fountains in the middle. Well, this is the first time I've ever walked around this lake. The bandstand just up there that we saw from the other side of the Waterloo Lake. I bored about crayfish. An ark for the endangered white-clawed crayfish. I think there was just a bit of dog walking. I do hope they go unmolested. She's turning they're turning the eggs. Just going along here to the outfall from the lake. See what that looks like. There's quite a height difference between the other lake. Quite a drop. It's a fantastic place, so if you've got children and come for a picnic, come for a wander. That's where we walked, and then behind us, over this way, is the actual mansion that's still here. As a visitor centre, I think it has another café, and then there's some gardens just beyond that we'll take a quick look at. I'm happy anyway. I've got some steps in, and fingers crossed I've got about 30 or 40 of my 150 points for this week. Calorie deficit. I'm letting you into the secret of my new method for losing weight. Wonder if I could have it branded, become a millionaire like all the rest of them. And they never tell you, do they, how simple it really is. Calorie deficit. Go to bed. You need to have expended more calories than you've consumed. Even if it's only 100 or 200 every day, you will lose weight. Guaranteed. It's nice. I didn't bring a tea with me. Hill 60 in the distance where we came in. I think this road links up with the other road. Takes you out of the park that way towards Street Lane. So as I say, at the moment I'm sort of managing to keep myself down to between 1700 and about 2200 calories a day food wise. I keep checking it. I don't do it every day, but every 3 or 4 days I have a day where I check my calories. So as I say, 1700 to 2200, and on a day where I don't exercise, probably burn off about 2000 just doing the housework and what have you. But on a day like today, it'd be more like 2500. So as you can see, I'll be on track today to lose weight. I think when Leeds have entered, well, it tells you on there some of the competitions they've entered gardens into, and they're in here, and that's as much as I know. So if you know more than me, let me know in the comments. Specialist Gardens. Which is Canal Gardens then, this one or the other one? This one is the Monet Garden. Clearly, last week in April. It's probably not the best time to visit this one. Everywhere I go, I'm reminded of my dogs. My Labrador that I've probably talked about, Golly Freya. She's a beautiful dog. I still miss her. Quite a bit. Like first week I had her, I brought her here. Had a walk round. Yeah, I brought her and sat at the end and had my sandwiches. And she was such an excitable dog. She'd spent about 10 hours a day in a house for the first 5 years, so she hadn't really been socialised, which was huge. And some people just walked around this corner that I'm walking around now, and she started barking. But she got better. Olive trees, ping pong table. This is my favourite, the Alhambra Garden. I think it's lovely. I'll show you it better from the other end. Of these tiles. I think this was entered at, is this one entered at Chelsea? Oh, the Hesco Garden 2011, Power of Nature, Chelsea Flower Show. Hesco were the sponsors. They're examples of working water wheels in 2 of our key visitor attractions. Nope. Leeds Armoury Mills Industrial Museum, yes. Thwaite Mills, nope. But this is cool, this one. And when they'd finished at the shows, they brought them here. That's some water feature, isn't it? I like this grass. This is nice as well. As I say, this is definitely my favourite. I think it's lovely. Brought no tea or coffee with me today. Two Italian cypresses. Yeah, I don't have any tea or coffee, but I've brought a pear, so I'm on the spot of lunch. It's just started raining again. Done really well. It stopped raining when I got here. But yeah, the Italian cypresses are doing exactly what my two are doing in the garden. Much smaller than that, but they're falling over. Why do they? Maybe it's the heat and the dry ground. The ones you see in Greece and Italy and places, they're very straight, aren't they? Anyway, time for lunch. The 2008 Chelsea game. I think it's fair to say they got better at it. Lovely aces there though. I think this building here was the old stables, maybe. Tell me if I'm wrong. A lovely old clock tower. I have no idea what it is now. No steps up to it though. Oh, and the house as well. Wow. Fabulous. That'll be worth some money. Oh, that's fantastic. I know the bit behind me, I think, is a pub. Oh, wow. Old gas lamp. And the park. And another bandstand. And the main entrance just down there that goes onto street line. And this house here. Fantastic. Yeah. Roundhay, or Roundhay if you're in property round here, or Roundhay if you own property round here. It's beautiful. So here we are on the main road, straight lanes. Is this Canal Gardens? I think it might be the one behind the wall on the other side of the road. And we're going over there. Our garden, the kiss of sun, for pardon, the song of the birds from earth. One is nearer God's heart in a garden than anywhere else on earth. I can hear my mum telling me that now. Alright, lot to see. But a lovely walled garden. Oh. Can you imagine being the proud owner of this? Again, it's just the wrong time, isn't it, for this type of garden? And that's the butterfly house, and to the right I think is a café. The bit in front of us is the butterfly house. Yeah, it was Canal Gardens. Ornamental gardens formed from a walled kitchen garden built in 1816 by Thomas Nicholson of Roundhay Park. In the estate in 1833, his stepbrother added the canal, which is behind me. 350 by 34 feet, stand by two rustic bridges and terminate in an arbour. There is a school party in there at the moment, having their sandwiches. So I'll come back maybe in a little while and see if they've gone. Sensory garden. I was wanting to make one of those. I just planted some willow. I bought some willow to put in a flower display. Pussy willow. And it's been in a vase with water for weeks now. And I think it roots quite easily. So I put it in a pot, about 10 pieces of it, with to see if it would root. And if it does, I'm going to make a feature like that. Or a feature like that. This is, I think you can. Oh, you can make these living structures out of willow. So you plant it, and then if it roots, you end up with the cover. Nice place for a bin. Not sure what's going on here. Well, I really don't know. Roundhay Park at all, because I never knew this was here. You are interested. There is a timeline. Hope you can read it. (1980). Superstar musicians like the Rolling Stones, Michael Jackson, Bruce Springsteen and Madonna all performed to thousands of fans in the Roundhay Park arena. And I was there to see Madonna. Gates. And the Roundhay Fox, which is part of those complex of buildings that you could see before. And the main welcome board to Roundhay Park. Seen most of everything. That's almost it, folks, and that was Roundhay Park, Leeds. If you're a regular and you've any comments about today's video, leave them below. If you're not from Leeds and you're ever here, it's worth a look. But for now, thank you for watching. If you did like the video, hit the like and subscribe buttons. But until the next time, I'll say cheerio.